Haikyuu is a currently airing volleyball anime by Production IG. While the genre of sports anime is certainly one of the least diverse and most formulaic, Haikyuu stands out from the rest, and not because it's unique or different, but because of great execution and elite production values. For today's video, I'll be focusing on how it accomplishes this by analyzing one of my favorite episodes from the entire series. So without further ado, I'm JTricks and I present to you an episode breakdown of Haikyuu. This episode begins with a flashback from Karasuno's previous match, where pinch setter Tadashi Yamaguchi fails to deliver in a high-pressure situation. He shows his despair and disappointment in himself by apologizing to everyone on the team. We quickly cut back to the present match where Karasuno is again in a tough position. Notice the difference between his two stances. In the previous episode, he was incredibly jittery and had zero confidence. Now it's clear that he's locked in and ready for his second chance. This right here is why I love Haikyuu. It consistently does a splendid job of developing characters outside of its main cast. Haikyuu doesn't care if it's a rival team, a fodder opponent, or a utility player like Yamaguchi. They'll always find a way to make you root for them. Then we transition into the OP, which always keeps the hype levels high and gets you pumped for the episode. So after Karasuno successfully defends against the Mad Dog serve, it's finally time for Yamaguchi to shine. In the build-up, we go to another flashback to Yamaguchi's mentor, which again exemplifies just how much determination and effort he's put in to improve. I love this cheeky comment by Oikawa, which gives us a small breather before the main event. What's next is probably one of the best scenes in all of Haikyuu, so let's break it down slowly. As the whistle is blown, the atmosphere quickly changes. The soundtrack is turned off and the crowd is tuned out. We are only left with Yamaguchi's breathing and his surprisingly calm heartbeat. The dulled color represents his focus. He is in total control, and to him, nothing else matters. This emphasizes that Yamaguchi has entered what we like to call the zone. And then finally, the serve we've all been waiting for. Great use of the slow-mo here to help the viewer feel and understand the late movement of a float serve that completely takes everyone by surprise. As the point is officially ruled in, the triumphant soundtrack and the collective roar and excitement of the players follow suit. And I'm sure many of you, myself included, probably had the same reaction. Just seeing Yamaguchi, the ultimate underdog, finally get his moment was incredibly satisfying. Moments like this are why I love sports anime. Another great scene right after this is Tsukishima's mini smile. Despite how reserved or emotionless Tsukishima is, we can imagine just how great it must feel for him to see his best friend, who's also helped him through a lot, finally succeed. With this momentum and a string of solid plays, Yamaguchi has absolutely stolen the show and has turned the tides to Karasuno's favor. Now this is where the episode gets a significant shift, which is cleverly guided by the show's own commercial bumper. Aoba Josei is now backed against the wall, a team that was favored coming into the match. Thus, the focus is now on Oikawa Tooru, the goofy but dependable star. In a time where any mistake can end their season, Aoba Josei are surprisingly composed, a true testament to their absolute trust in their captain. Before we move along, let's take a step back and take in the situation that Oikawa is facing. He's in his third and final year. Therefore, if they lose the set, the great King Oikawa's high school career will end right then and there, all by the hand of a bench player. However, instead of panicking, Oikawa gives us his usual smug grin. It's a signal that there's no more holding back. With this, Aoba Josei's defense finally breaks through, and Oikawa unveils his majestic serve to spearhead their counterattack, all while being narrated by Aoba Josei's coach, that they too have a deadly serve, a cheeky jab at an earlier speech by Coach Ukai. The power of the serve is accentuated by the great use of the sound effect that the loud ricochet makes. Haikyuu absolutely loves its contrasts and foils. Starting from Kageyama and Hinata, almost every duo in the show have contrasting personalities and styles. And this episode is the ultimate example of this. We have Yamaguchi, a timid first-year reserve that relies on a gimmicky serve as his weapon, going up against the great Oikawa, a third-year superstar with complete confidence in a serve that uses brute force and speed. It's a story we've seen done many times before, but again, the level of execution that Haikyuu uses makes it such a joy to watch. To finish off the episode, an intense rally between the two teams end with Aoba Josei hanging on to force a third set. Usually this rally would be a high point for most shows, but after everything that has happened in this episode, this epic exchange is our cooldown. And in true Haikyuu fashion, it ends with a montage that gets us pumped up and ready for the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. This is my first time making an analysis type video, so any feedback would be great. And before I let you go, quoting you Tigre, I feel legitimately bad for anyone not watching the show. But seriously, go watch Haikyuu. Even if you're not a fan of volleyball, it's just great fun, and recommend it to other people that you think might like it as well. So as always, have a wonderful day and easy fall.